I'm Amos Miller. Picture a Saturday afternoon, the fluorescent lights of the supermarket humming like a swarm of angry hornets. You're scanning the produce aisle, searching for the perfect mango. You spot it, a fruit with a gorgeous, vibrant crimson blush, practically screaming tropical paradise from the shelf. You grab it, convinced you've hit the jackpot. You take it home, cut into the firm flesh with anticipation, only to find it bland, watery, and soul-crushingly tasteless. That hard-earned money you spent? Gone. Traded for nothing but a lingering, bitter sense of disappointment. It is a sting we have all felt at some point. You see, we have been conditioned to hunt for visual perfection, ignoring the raw, authentic signals that nature actually provides. We are chasing a phantom of quality, blinded by aggressive marketing that prioritizes shelf appeal over the soul of the fruit itself. We trust the glossy exterior, oblivious to the fact that it is a carefully curated costume designed to manipulate our instincts. It is not just a bad shopping trip, it is a calculated gamble where the house always wins. We live in a world where convenience often masks a total lack of substance, leaving us hungry for the real deal. But if you think your supermarket is just selling you fruit, you have already lost the game. We are here to strip away the synthetic veneer and get back to the truth, one harvest at a time. I have spent my life cutting through the noise, and I invite you to join the Amos Miller community as we reclaim what quality truly means. But here is the haunting reality you need to face. Why is a mango that looks physically perfect actually a cold, calculated lie from the retail system? It is a stinging, familiar theater. You reach for that crimson-blushed mango, convinced by its vibrant exterior that you have secured the prize. You bring it home, place it on the counter like a trophy, and wait for that perfect, buttery sweetness. Then, the knife slices through. Instead of golden, succulent flesh, you are met with a pale, fibrous graveyard of starch. Your stomach drops, your wallet feels lighter, and half of that fruit goes straight into the trash. It is not just a snack lost, it is a recurring tax on your trust. I am Amos Miller, and I have spent decades watching hard-working families lose this battle against the supermarket facade. We are conditioned to prioritize aesthetics over substance, falling for the slick marketing of a retail machine that cares more about shelf appeal than nutritional density. Every time you throw away a rotted, flavorless core, you are burning your hard-earned money on a hollow promise. We treat food as a commodity, yet we pay the price in waste and disappointment. It is an exhausting cycle of trial and error that keeps you tethered to a system designed to fail you. We need to stop looking at what the corporate world wants us to see and start reading the language of the earth itself. Why are we letting our eyes dictate our palate while the true essence of the fruit is stripped away by commercial shortcuts? I built my community to fight back against this insanity, to reclaim the integrity of our dinner tables, and to ensure you never have to gamble on a grocery store haul again. But if you think that color is the only deception hiding in plain sight, you have barely scratched the surface. Is there actually a secret way to identify a fruit of superior quality without ever having to trust your own eyes again? The answer isn't in a supermarket aisle under those harsh, flickering fluorescent lights. It is locked away in the wisdom of the old-timers, the farmers who treated fruit selection as a refined science rather than a desperate game of chance. I am Amos Miller, and I have spent my entire life reclaiming these forgotten ancestral rhythms, ensuring that the integrity of our tables remains sacred. We have been conditioned to hunt for the brightest, most vibrant hues, as if the skin of a mango were a neon sign pointing to quality. That is a lie manufactured to sell volume, not flavor. To find true sweetness, you must stop looking with your eyes and start listening to the fruit. My mentors didn't rely on luck. They understood the language of weight, the subtle tension of the skin, and the quiet, aromatic whispers that only a perfectly ripe harvest gives off. This is a lost heritage, a manual for living that we have traded for convenience. But if you think these subtle cues are merely common sense, you have missed the gravity of the shift. This is about reclaiming your autonomy, stripping away the artificial gloss, and reconnecting with the actual substance of the earth. We are rebuilding a culture where quality is never an accident, it is an intention. Every piece of fruit you bring home is a choice, a vote for either mediocrity or the absolute peak of natural excellence. I am here to teach you how to see past the facade and demand the very best for your family. But if you think you have already mastered the basics, you are dead wrong. Are you truly prepared to learn the 4 golden keys that will instantly turn you into a master fruit selector in everyone's eyes? Listen closely, because I am Amos Miller, and I don't believe in luck. Most people hunt for the brightest red blush, thinking it's a sign of quality. It is a lie. That color is just a billboard, a marketing trick designed to hide the truth. To find a truly sweet mango, you must use your hands. Start with the elasticity. A ripe mango should yield slightly, like a soft handshake, not a bruised peach. Next, inhale. If it lacks a sweet, intoxicating perfume near the stem, put it back. Shape matters too. Aim for a plump, rounded form, steering clear of anything flat or skeletal. This isn't just about fruit, though. It is about the community we are building here. When you reject the industrial supermarket aesthetic, you reclaim your autonomy. You choose health over convenience. This path, this self-sufficient way of life I'm championing at Amos Miller, requires you to value substance over flash. It's about cultivating wisdom that once flowed through our ancestors' veins before they were silenced by cold, corporate logistics. We aren't just consumers, we are guardians of nature's actual intent. I've spent years refining this craft, standing against a system that profits from your ignorance. When you join the community at Amos Miller, you aren't just learning a grocery hack, you're reclaiming the right to feed your family with integrity. But do not be fooled by the simplicity of these steps. Even after you've passed the smell test and the squeeze, there is a sinister mystery buried beneath that skin that retailers pray you never investigate. If you think you know what's happening inside that fruit, you have been blind to the deception all along. What is truly hiding beneath that vibrant peel that every glossy advertisement is desperate to keep you from discovering? The reality will change the way you look at every single bite forever. You've ignored the signs, but I'm Amos Miller, and I'm here to pull back the veil. Most shoppers walk into that grocery store and grab the first rock-hard mango they see, fooled by a glossy exterior. But you aren't like most people. You want the truth. To find the perfect fruit, you must move beyond your eyes. Place the mango in the palm of your hand. Gently, firmly, press your thumb near the stem. It shouldn't feel like a baseball, nor should it yield like a water balloon. You are looking for a subtle, controlled give, a gentle resistance that signals life vibrating beneath the surface. If it's hard as stone, it was picked too early and will never reach that peak sweetness you crave. If it feels mushy, it's already surrendering to decay. Stop settling for these over-processed supermarket traps. My community at Amos Miller thrives because we understand the rhythm of nature, not the clock of a shipping container. We know that a mango isn't just a snack. It is a delicate biological process that demands your respect and your intuition. When you master this touch, you stop being a consumer and start being a guardian of quality. You begin to feel the difference between a fruit that was allowed to ripen under the sun and one that was forced to mature in a dark, cold warehouse. But listen closely, because the physical pressure is only the beginning of this investigation. You might think the texture tells the whole story of the fruit's soul, but if you believe that, you have been deceived by the very industry that feeds you. The sensation of elasticity is merely a whisper, but the scent is the true traitor that reveals the secret of the mango. I am Amos Miller, and I have spent my life listening to what the land actually whispers when no one is watching. Forget the bright red blush on the skin. That is just a marketing mask designed to hide a hollow core. To find the truth, you must bypass the eyes and trust the nose. Bring the fruit to your face, specifically near the stem. Observe me now. I hold this mango firmly, steadying my breath. I lean in, pressing my senses against the stem's base. If you catch a sharp, acidic tang, like vinegar or stale fermentation, toss it back into the bin. That is a fruit dying from the inside out, harvested too soon and left to wither in a dark, humid box. But a true, sun-ripened masterpiece? It releases a sweet, floral, almost intoxicating perfume that promises vitality. It is a symphony of natural sugars reaching their peak, a signature of life that no warehouse ripening process can ever replicate. It is the difference between a real harvest and a chemical lie. If you believe the scent is the final gatekeeper, you are dangerously mistaken, because the real deception lies in the geometry of the fruit itself. Most shoppers reach for the roundest, most symmetrical mangoes, thinking they hit the jackpot. They are dead wrong. The shape is a roadmap, and if you pick the wrong one, you are paying for little more than a massive, fibrous pit. Why would you spend your hard-earned money on a heavy seed wrapped in a thin layer of flesh? If you think the skin color or the surface smell are the only secrets, you are playing a rigged game against the industry, and you are currently losing. Forget everything you think you know about grocery store produce. I am Amos Miller, and I am here to tell you that the fruit industry is betting on your ignorance. Most shoppers reach for the roundest, most symmetrical mangoes, thinking they hit the jackpot. They are dead wrong. The shape is a roadmap, and if you pick the wrong one, you are paying for little more than a massive, fibrous pit. Why would you spend your hard-earned money on a heavy seed wrapped in a thin layer of flesh? If you think the skin color or the surface smell are the only secrets, you are playing a rigged game against the industry, and you are currently losing. Look for the plump, slightly bulging cheeks. This is the hallmark of a fruit that has reached peak maturity, packing in maximum sugar and, more importantly, a superior flesh-to-seed ratio. A flat, thin mango isn't just an inferior snack, it is a financial trap. It is pure volume deception. When you choose based on these subtle, rounded contours, you are not just a customer, you are an expert navigating a market designed to shortchange you. I have spent years mastering these organic signals, and at Amos Miller, we believe quality isn't just an accident, it is an intentional choice. But if you think that identifying the perfect shape is the end of your education, then you have barely scratched the surface of this deception. The true master understands the anatomy of the cut. Here is the uncomfortable truth that keeps industry executives awake at night. You are likely discarding the best parts of the harvest because of a simple, repeated mistake in your kitchen. Have you ever wondered if you are actually slicing your mangoes the wrong way, effectively wasting 1/3 of the most delicious, succulent fruit? Stop wasting that fruit. You are not just tossing away flesh, you are discarding the hard-earned wisdom of generations. I am Amos Miller, and I have built a community for those who refuse to be passive consumers in a world designed to cheat our wallets. We are a collective of seekers, farmers, and discerning home cooks who trade secrets, not just recipes. We share the silent language of quality produce, turning every trip to the grocery store into a tactical victory against mediocrity. When you join this circle, you stop guessing. You start knowing. We discuss the subtle pressure points, the shifting weight of a perfect harvest, and the quiet signs that distinguish excellence from a supermarket lie. It is about reclaiming your pantry and your dignity as someone who demands more from the earth than mere aesthetics. We do not accept the color-coded traps laid by corporate marketing. We look deeper, past the synthetic polish, until we recognize the truth held within the fibers of a properly ripened mango. This knowledge is your armor. Once you belong to this inner circle, you will walk through the produce aisle with a different gaze. You will see through the veneer of perfection, identifying the hidden gems, while others reach blindly for the bright, flavorless imposters. But if you think this ends with just picking the right fruit, you are gravely mistaken. The real challenge often arrives at your doorstep, when the system fails you, leaving you stranded with a haul that feels more like a dangerous weapon than a sweet delight. But what if you accidentally bought a mango hard as a stone? Is there any secret miracle left in your kitchen to save it? Or have you already lost the battle before the knife even touches the skin? If you think this story ends with a simple choice, then you have truly seen nothing yet. Listen closely, because I, Amos Miller, am about to turn your kitchen into an alchemist's lab. That rock-hard mango you're holding isn't a failure. It's merely a masterpiece, waiting for the right catalyst to unlock its dormant sugars. Stop staring at the color, because nature's true sweetness happens behind the curtain of ethylene gas, a secret weapon you've likely been ignoring, while the grocery stores laugh all the way to the bank. To force this transformation, grab a simple brown paper bag. Place your stubborn mango inside, alongside a ripe banana or a bruised apple. These fruits are the gatekeepers of flavor, constantly exhaling ethylene gas into their confined environment. Seal that bag tightly. You are essentially creating a pressurized greenhouse of natural ripening. Within 48 hours, the starch molecules break down into succulent nectar, turning that sour, stone-like intruder into a dessert that tastes like pure sunlight. This isn't magic, it's biology meeting intent, the exact kind of mastery I, Amos Miller, stand for every single day. If you think this process is just about waiting, you are dead wrong. It is about seizing control of your food cycle rather than letting convenience store shelves dictate your quality of life. This technique is the cornerstone of a kitchen that never compromises. When you choose to master these subtle shifts, you stop being a passive consumer and start becoming a true artisan of your own table. But wait, if you think the journey ends with just knowing how to ripen that fruit, then you have surely seen nothing yet. You might finally have that perfect golden prize sitting right in front of you. But do you actually know how to strip the skin clean in just 10 seconds flat? I am Amos Miller, and today we settle this. You have the perfect fruit, but the knife is the enemy of the amateur. Forget those messy slices that leave half the sweetness clinging to the rind. We are going to master the grid cut technique, a method that respects the craft. Slice 2 cheeks off, score the flesh into a precise diamond lattice, and invert the skin. It is clean, it is professional, and it is entirely efficient. You are no longer just a shopper. You are an artisan in your own kitchen. Take this technique, test it this weekend, and drop your photos in the comments below. We are building a library of collective wisdom here, a legacy that ensures no quality fruit ever goes to waste. When you share your results, you contribute to a movement that values substance over the shallow aesthetics of the grocery store aisle. I want to see your technique, your passion, and your commitment to doing things the right way. But realize this, your kitchen is only as honest as your ingredients, and the darkness lurks where you least expect it. If you think the deception ends with the deceptive colors of a mango, then you have surely been blind to the silent rot hidden in plain sight. There is a reason why certain harvests look far too perfect to be natural, and it is a secret that the industrial giants are desperate to bury deep under layers of corporate polish. But the truth behind that curtain is far more sinister than you could ever imagine. You have mastered the mango, but are you ready to face the silent killer hidden in your refrigerator? Join me in the next video, where we finally rip the mask off and expose the shocking reality of watermelons injected with toxic chemical stimulants. You will never look at your grocery list the same way again. Stay sharp and stay vigilant.